An activity network which corresponds to the following precedence table. Okay, let's begin. Okay, we'll start off with sorry, I'm on the wrong one, am I? Okay, I'll start off with 0, okay? Now here's what I'm thinking. 0. Now I'm going to go up to which two letters am I going to use first? O and P, because they don't depend on anything else. Please remember arrows. Arrows are important. Okay. Next thing, who depends on P? Q does. So I'll put a line out for Q. I'll use a small q. And then R depends on O and Q. So that means I think I should elongate O like this. Yeah. That's O. And O and Q should converge on the same point. So I'm going to bring Q upwards towards the node so that O and Q actually hit the same thing. Is that right? Still putting in no numbers at the moment. And sort of want to just center this down a bit more. Okay, I've done R. Now who comes out of that then? S also depends on O. Here's the problem. Okay, we're running into our first problem here. What happens if I put S coming out of here? I'm indicating that requires Q and O, when in theory it only requires, well, only requires O, doesn't it? Can anybody make a suggestion to get around this? Here's what I'm thinking. I can't put S there as it currently stands. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to rebuild Q back to where it was. Okay. And then here's what's going to happen now. I'm going to make a mistake here. Can anybody tell me? I'm going to do a dummy line from Q to O. Is that the right way? No. I'm still implying that S is dependent on Q. So I have to go the opposite way, don't I? Which is this way here. And then from that, I can put the letter O. Is that right? Which one? Oh, it's R. Thank you. Thanks very much. It's R. You all right with that? Okay, done. Now, who comes after? Now, S. Two letters are dependent on S, aren't they? Which two are they? T and U. So if I put, and there's only one S available, isn't there? So what are we going to do with that? I'll put T coming out of here, won't I? Oh, that's okay. And I can put, is that allowed? I'll know that in a second. But currently, that's okay, isn't it? Now, U and S. Phi depends on. Now, somebody told me to switch this around. Somebody's really smart. They looked further down, and what did they see? They saw R and T converging on one spot. So that was a bit of that was a smart read. They were reading ahead, and they knew to switch the two of them right now. That's excellent work. Good job. Must have an amazing teacher. Now, okay. Now what we're doing here, guys, is we're putting this one going downwards. So that's a great. Did you spot it the first time, or did you have to redraw it? Oh, lovely, boss. Okay, we all good with that? Okay. How far down am I now? I've done U. Have I done V yet? No. Okay. So I can put phi coming out here. Okay. I'm about to do W, am I? W just come. I'm doing it wrong for a second until I know what to do. Now X is dependent on. Oh. X is dependent on U and W. Okay. Could I put a dummy line in? From here to here? That will work. That will indicate my dependence on U for W to happen. And Y can also happen from there as well, can't it? Where's Y? I'll just put Y here. Oh, sorry, not different color. So I'll put Y here as well, yeah? Now, I have too many. Quick mistake was made here. The dummy node needs to come at the end of W, not the start of W. So we're just going to redo this, okay? I'm just going to make the angle a bit more accessible maybe. So I'm just going to put phi up here for a minute. I'm just going to put phi out of the way for a second until I know what angle to use on it, okay? And sorry, what did we say a second ago? We're looking for, oh, W has already happened, sorry, W is here, isn't it? Okay, and I'm putting the node here, and then my dummy line is going to be quite the long one, isn't it? Okay, and V is, I'm encountering geometry issues at the moment, haven't I? Okay, now, who's next? Huh? Oh, I didn't draw a Y coming out. Where's Y? Huh? Now, what's the problem with Y? It's going to be, I need V to join with it, don't I? And the dummy line's cutting across. I'm going to have to redraw all this in a second, haven't I? Yeah. So I'll make the mistake anyway, just to show you what's going wrong. So X is dependent on U and W. You notice that U and W are not converging on the same, sorry, I did the dummy line. I did the dummy line. So I can get X and Y out here, can't I? This is tough. All right. So what's that? X and what's the other one? Y. Now, as I said, I'm making mistakes currently because I know I'm gonna have to fix them. And then what's the last one? Z is V and Y. Oh, do I have enough on that? Well, X has to end up there as well, doesn't it? X has to end up at the sync node as well. So I actually think I might get away with this. I actually think I might have the angle for it. That's X. Oh, no, I don't. That's Y. That's Y, yeah? And then from there, I got to do a big long Z, all right? All the way down, back down here. Now it's a bit messy at this stage, and you can redraw it better. And who has to meet the, say, who's the sync node? X and Z. And I can draw X coming from U and W. And that's X and that's Z, and I'm done. Very messy, but that's full marks. Number these. Now, it's quite obvious that it's question 8, isn't it? This is node 9 because it's the sync node. Are you happy with that? Now, what two nodes lead into that? Would you agree it's these two here? See that one and that one? Now, guys, if you were to call them 7 and 8 or 8 and 7, I don't think there's too much difference there. Basically, you're not allowed to call these two 7 and 8. You get what I'm saying? But you could interchange those two as 7 and 8. There's no real reason to pick one over the other. So I say Y is the second last letter, isn't it? So I would actually call that one 8 because that one feeds into that one, doesn't it? See the arrow? And then therefore I'd call that one 7. Okay. Now what now? I think this one could be, they have this down as, in the solutions, they have this as 5 and 6, like this. They have that as 5 and that is 6. I'm trying to think, TUV, W. W comes after V. I could interchange the two of them. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think there's any strong reason to call one 5 and the other one 6. I would take the same answer the opposite way around. I'd take that as 6 and 5 if you had it that way. I don't think there's any way of declaring which one's which. Is that okay? Grand. Now, after that, then, what do we have now? I suppose we could go after 1 and 2, couldn't we? Just call that one 1 and that one 2. Why not? Opposite way around, I wouldn't lose any sleep over either. And then that makes these ones 3 and 4. Uh, yeah, once again, no real logic involved here. 3 and 4. Q happens before S, maybe. Who knows?